don't understand any of this.
Tony, we need your help.
You have another one? I do. I smoke 3 packs a day. Unfortunately for me. If I could help you, I would help you.
Jesus Christ, he's just fucking blowing through bogues, dude. 3 packs a day is... Sheesh, that's a lot. That is a lot of cigarettes, dude.
Well, I don't like sitting in this situation.
I don't like
This don't look good for me at all.
No. And I've done research on, you know, what happened when you was in Walters and stuff like that, and I've listened to part of the interview, you know, here this morning, and is there a chance that maybe you blacked out and did it? That you went over here and did something? You said something about you don't think you sleepwalk.
No. I'm just going through scenarios.
Okay, I mean,
And that was kind of being sarcastic.
Well, Detective Miller brings up a good point. I mean, from what we've read from the report that happened there in Walters, that was a pretty horrific deal that happened.
Yep.
And it kind of shows that it's somebody that can lose it.
Yeah, I was
for
a
whatever
stupid kid that was drunk. And I still pay for that. That'll never go away.
I still think that one of the greatest counters of all time was when Jody Arias said, I couldn't have done this murder. I've literally never even hurt a spider. To this day, I've yet to see someone that is as like delusional as her try to get away from a credible murder accusation.
Well, what it comes down to is this. You know, we've had a lot of people in this room and interviewed a lot of people about stuff similar to this, unfortunately. And there's 2 kinds of people we deal with. There's the people that when we present the evidence that we've got and they know they've been found out, they stand up and take some type of responsibility and move on, or they deny it. And to me, that's the folks that are really evil. And I just didn't get the feeling that that was you. But I guess I could be wrong. It wouldn't be the first time.
I can't explain it. And I'm still sitting here thinking, April's Fool, y'all come up with April Fool. 'Cause that's...
no, not something this serious.
No, there's no April Fool.
Where do you think, if someone was to, the person that did do this, where would they take her and dump her at?
In a last-ditch effort to find Kirsten's remains, Detective Miller tries to elicit a confession by way of a third-person account. You may not have done it, but where do you think the person who did would have dumped the body? It's a long shot to be sure, but not an approach without any precedent of success. Prolific serial killer Ted Bundy, for instance, first began divulging details of his crimes speaking in the third person, at length, while still maintaining his innocence.
Sure, if they would.
The difference between this guy and Ted Bundy is that, like, I mean, it might work, but I feel like Ted Bundy wanted to leak it, right? I don't know why I'm asking questions like, how am I going to see your responses? Damn, I fucking missed chat, dude. All right, I'm going to bring chat back. What the fuck? Uh-oh. Oh shit. That was weird. Did it work? Can I write in the chat? I don't know if I wrote in the chat. It says you're sending messages too quickly. Chat, stop typing yo. Wait, let me see if I can do it. I can't even fucking time people. Oh god, Chatterino's so broken, dude. I fucking hate Chatterino so much. I mean, I love it. Obviously, I use it, but it's also so bad. Yep, there it is. Okay, it worked. Dude, oh my god. It's like having chat is like actually having 40,000 children. There's a fixed version. There's a fixed release I can give you later if you want. Yes, Aiden, that'd be fucking sick. Be fucking sick, bruv. Oi, Aiden. That'd be fucking tits, yeah? Never mind, you're not getting it. Oi, you fucking wanker.
Couldn't tell you. I mean, I watch all the cop shows and stuff like that, or what I do watch, and there's no telling.
People change, Tony. People change.
God save the fucking queen,
Tell me
yeah?
your home life, how you grew up. I grew up with a single mom that raised 9 kids by herself. And I'm about the only one out of my family that's graduated school that has a successful job.
Oh,
You know, people tell me you can't do that. You're a piece of crap.
yeah, and I showed them that, no. But
Right.
it's not about anything like that. I was not sexually molested or abused. I was hated, but I found good in this. You know, he taught me some shit, and that's helped me, you know, go through my life. I know some stuff. I know carpentry, I know mechanics, you know. I cuss him to this day because he hated me.
Yeah.
But
Jack of all trades.
that didn't turn me into a monster.
Yes, you
I
want
I
to
was
go.
hated.
Yeah, Bundy wanted to get caught. Yeah, he wanted the media to know his
I
crimes.
think this is
What I
just one
thought.
time something happened and it went a little too far and something had to, you know.
Something went a little too far. This might perfectly encapsulate why all 4 investigators and their varied range of strategies have been utterly fruitless throughout this interrogation. If the death of an 8-year-old who you had no prior connection to was the result of something going a little too far, then what exactly was that something? Child murder is widely and rightly regarded as one of the most heinous crimes a human being can commit, made worse only if said murder is sexually motivated, and one of the most fundamental cornerstones of obtaining a confession is being able to lead a subject to believe that if they own the identity of a person who has committed the act in question, then they don't have to simultaneously relinquish their current identity of being a good person, or at least not a fundamentally terrible one. The investigators have utilized minimizations, alternative questions, rapport building, and feigned understanding. They've put the pressure on. They've taken the pressure off. They've appealed to Palmer's hope of redemption, and they've stressed his situation's futility, all to no avail. Perhaps one or more of these approaches may have worked if Palmer stood accused of some sort of crime of passion. If he had murdered his spouse, for instance, then maybe he could have been talked into believing that if he embraced a particular version of events, he could
Wait, that's literally what I said. The fucking narrator say the exact same shit, which is that like his crime is so fucking heinous that like you can't just be like, oh, oops, I sneezed and then like, you know, raped and murdered a fucking 8-year-old. So they can't do that.
hold on to the self-image of something short of a monster. That's something we'll never know. What we do know, and what the investigators are soon going to finally resign themselves to, is that there's no version of events or hypothetical motivations that will let Anthony Palmer give himself permission.
Dude, I'm literally a detective. I'm literally a fucking detective now. Possibly one of the beast. Call me Detective Hassy.
to own this particular crime. No matter how objectively, astronomically ironclad the evidence is that he's guilty of it, he is not capable of crossing that last psychological barrier of owning that and accepting what that says about him.
Hey, do you want to take a break? Give him some...
Pretty sure you pre-watch all these things? Yeah. Considering that I'm live for 10 hours during the day, and there is 10 hours of videos that I watch, when do you suggest I pre-watch all of the videos? In the other 10 hours of the day? Do you think I do not sleep? Do you think I, for 10 hours, watch all the videos, take notes on, like, where to say shit, and that takes, like, you know, 10 fucking hours of my day. And then finally, you know, when the morning comes around, I've only had 2 hours of sleep or 4 hours of sleep. Someone said, you watch them at 2x speed. So I watch videos for 5 hours. So I watch 5 hours of videos. That's the amount of preparation that I put into this. So here's the question I have for you guys. Myth, he's minimalizing. He's doing the detective thing. I thought we called him. If I'm prepping, if I'm prepping that much for the stream, do you unironically think a $5 a month subscription is justifiable? If I prep that much for this stream, I would literally be like, you better give me 25 fucking dollars. Every single person needs to be tier 3 sub to me right now. Hassan, you're so great and you would never do this. This is the ego up technique. Fuck! I've turned this fucking community into a bunch of detectives. I can't get nothing by them. Well, they got me. They fucking got me.
Time to think about what we talked about.
Do you have any more? Do you have any more to smoke?
Not yet.
Well, go ahead and smoke for a minute. Let us go out here and talk. Once you get your head together, we'll give you one more opportunity to think about what I just said. Okay?
I do think it's kind of cool that you guys think I, like, put, one, that much effort into the stream, and two, like, that just means that, like, you know, that's the kind of content that you're getting from me. Like, I love that. You know? It's pretty cool. I think some of you actually think that now. Just saying. I like that. This dude is just blasting through bogues, dude. Chain smoking.
Alright. Ask you again. Where's she at?
I can't help you.
Okay, I want you to understand too, and you probably already know this, you're not leaving this room today.
I understand that.
And you understand that it's probably going to be quite a while that you're going to spend in jail. Just because we don't have a body doesn't mean that we're not going to be able to charge you with anything.
I understand
I've got
that.
enough evidence against you. But, go ahead.
Tony, there's an arrest warrant in that deal signed by a judge, and it's for murder. And judges don't sign that unless there's probable cause. And to be fair to you, okay, to be fair to you,
To be fair to you, a fucking cold-blooded child sexual assaulter / murderer. Let me be fair to you one more time as you're blasting cigarette smoke in my face.
You're not going anywhere. You're being charged with murder. And here's the deal I want you to remember. Right now, we're interviewing every one of your family members. You can probably hear it in the next room. We're already at your house.
Bro,
We will have back.
this guy is just trying to die before he goes to prison, okay? Like, that's the technique. He's just trying to fucking die from smoking too much. If that's even, like, you know, outside of lung cancer. I don't know if you can do that, but that's what he's trying.
Backhoes, ground penetrating sonar, cadaver dogs, the whole 9 yards.
Oh. We was laughing about that yesterday.
What's so funny about that?
That if y'all were to ever go in our backyard, well, I got dogs and cats and pets everywhere in that backyard. I don't know what the hell we was laughing about that. We was watching something on TV.
Like where you bury them?
Or animal show.
Well,
So we're not going to find, and this is your opportunity, because, I mean,
You ain't gonna find Kirsten Hatfield in our backyard.
or on your property anywhere.
No.
Where do I find her?
I don't know.
He is surprisingly maintaining composure that I've literally never fucking seen from a person who's caught so dead to rights. Like, usually the fucking criminals at some point buckle. And this guy's just fucking straight up blowing ciggies in their face going, I don't know. Never broke frame.
Did you black out and you took her somewhere and dumped her?
I didn't get her.
Who did?
Well, what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave it with you're that person that has no remorse, and that's the way the report's gonna read.
Yeah.
Because what I'm seeing from you is you could care less if we ever find her, and
Yeah, I did.
you could care less.
Just put your cigarette out for me. Turn around for me. Put your hands on your back.
Dude, why do all cops literally have the same body? It's kind of wild. Like, I mean, they have the thumb. Like, you can actually tell how many years a cop has been on the force by looking at, like, how big their gut has gotten. And it's always, like, the same type of big. It's, like, stocky fat. You know what I mean? I don't get it. Like, we've watched so many of these fucking coffees. What? Oh my God. What is wrong with my brain today? We watched so many of these coffee and donuts. We've watched so many of these videos. Okay. Oh, fuck. What is wrong with me, dude? We watch so many of these videos and, like, they always look the same. I was gonna say movies.
Relax. You're under arrest for murder, kidnapped Kirsten Hatfield.
Anthony Palma did not show much emotion this afternoon as that guilty verdict was read. This verdict comes more than 2 decades after Kirsten Hatfield went missing from her Midwest City home on May 14, 1997. Hatfield's body has never been found, but the prosecution argued Palma abducted and murdered the little girl. A key piece of evidence throughout this trial was a pair of Kirsten's panties found in the family's backyard. Those panties and the windowsill on the girl's bedroom had blood on them, and the DNA was a match to Palma. When the verdict was read, Kirsten's mother, Shannon, and her sister's Faith broke down in tears, and they spoke with us just minutes after Palma was led away.
I can't explain it, but we are just floored by this miracle, and we are so...
Chatter, I wonder that too. Why do they keep saying panties and not underwear? Like, am I weird for thinking that? Because I was like weirded out by it too, especially when it's like, aren't panties like somewhat sexualized? Or I mean, I don't know. English is, maybe it's a ESL thing, but I always thought that like panties were like a relatively sexual term, whereas like underwear is like the more medical way of describing it. You know what I mean? Undergarments. You can say undergarments. You can say underwear. Especially because like it's a little girl. Why aren't you saying like underwear? Maybe it's a southern thing. I don't know.
Thankful it puts our hope back into the criminal justice system. Thank you, Jesus. Yes. Thank you, Jesus, and thank you, everybody here.
Now, Palma will be back again in court here sometime next month to learn his sentence.
The man who murdered.
Like if you had friends and they referred to their like daughter's underwear as panties, like I would be so sus. You're like, what the fuck? Why did you say it like that? You fucking weirdo. Chill.
Murdered an 8-year-old child 2 decades ago will serve life in prison for her death.
Anthony Palma surprised the court when he waived his right to appeal his conviction. Kirsten Hatfield's family tells News 9 crime tracker Jennifer Pierce there's still one mystery that needs.
Wait, if he waived his right to appeal, then why the fuck wouldn't he like say where the body is?
To be solved. Jen?
That's right, Bobby. Kirsten Hatfield's family was not only shocked but relieved when Anthony Palma waived his appeal rights. They think it's only a matter of time before he reveals where he buried their little girl 20 years ago. 58-year-old Anthony Palma made his final court appearance. He listened as the judge told him he will serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. Palma also waived his right to appeal his conviction. Prosecutors say it's an unusual move.
For what it's worth, I appreciate him doing that because this gives some finality to the family. Don't use the word closure because there's no such thing as closure. They still walked out of these doors with some questions that need to be answered.
A question only this convicted murderer can answer. They want to know where 8-year-old Kirsten Hatfield's body is buried. She disappeared from her Midwest City home 20 years ago. Hatfield's sister and mother looked Palma in the eye in court as they read victim testimonies. They both told Palma they forgive him, but want him to lead authorities to their loved one's body.
Obviously, we've been praying for years, but we've been writing prayers down, and we hope that he's able to get them at some point and read them, but just so he can see how serious we are.
Palma remained quiet as he was led back to jail. He will be transferred to DOC custody and live.
Why are you doing all the ones about pedos? Why does that make you uncomfortable that pedophiles seeing justice make you uncomfortable?
The remainder of his life in prison.
I hope that that will bring him to a place of telling us so we can lay her to rest.
Apparently, he was murdered in jail. Which is, of course, usually what happens. Child killer beaten and strangled to death inside his Oklahoma prison cell. Found guilty of the 1997 murder of 8-year-old Kirsten Hatfield, died 13 months. It took 13 months. How do inmates find out about his crime? I mean, they have access to the internet, man. And like news and shit. They know what he looks like. Family ordered a hit. I've seen this movie. No shot. No shot. Don't inmates actually get like internet in the library sometimes? Just not like social media and shit? Like very limited? Finish the video, there's a minute left? No, there isn't.
On January 11th of 2019, Anthony Joseph Palmer was found strangled to death in his prison cell, only 13 months into his sentence.
Okay, there was.
At the Oklahoma State Penitentiary in McAllister. His cellmate, Raymond Pilado, also serving a life sentence for murder charges, was found to be responsible for Palmer's death. The motivation for the killing was deemed to be retributive, as baby killers have never been smiled upon in prison. His slaying could be perceived as a piece of morbid karma, but tragically, it served as one last devastation for the Hatfield family. Palmer died before he was ever able to come around to disclosing where and how he disposed of Kirsten's body, and to this day, her remains have never been found.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But also at the same time, I mean, maybe do they get like retributive closure from that?
1998, 705 children have died in the United States after being left alone in a hot car. With an average of 39...
What the fuck? Hot seat the case of Justin Ross Harris? Wait, this is just about like kids being left inside hot cars? This is a huge issue in Florida. I would rather know where my daughter is, but obviously that's just me.
Such incidents a year. It's a scenario as horrific as it is counterintuitively common. The typical reaction...
Don't worry, Chad. I won't leave you in the hot car, okay?
...from the average member of the public, when one of these cases inevitably arises yet again in the news, may be an unusual combination of both profound disgust and sympathy. On one hand, it's extremely difficult for almost any parent to comprehend the level of negligence it would take to make this kind of mistake in relation to the one human being they should value and protect above anyone else. And on the other, the level of agonizing grief someone must experience after realizing their own carelessness was the sole cause of their child's torturous demise is impossible to imagine. And as it happens, there appears to be no rhyme or reason to the type of person who finds themselves subjected to this nightmare. Parents from all walks of life, educational and socio-economic backgrounds, have unwittingly let their child perish after leaving them in a hot car. The cause of this ostensibly inconceivable oversight usually comes down to a memory failure brought on by stress, distraction, a break from routine, or a combination thereof. In light of this, it is the sympathetic instinct that is most reflected in how these cases are treated by the courts. Parents responsible for a hot car death are often not charged at all. When charges are brought, they will almost always be in the vein of criminal negligence or manslaughter. Very rarely will a parent be charged with intentionally murdering their child by leaving them in their vehicle. Today we're looking at the case of one man who was.
Oh my God.
On the morning of June 18th, 2014, Justin Ross Harris leaves his suburban home in Marietta, Georgia, with his 22-month-old son, Cooper. His typical routine was to take Cooper to his daycare center, Little Apron Academy, then get
Damn, this one's going to be aggressive.
breakfast via a nearby Chick-fil-A drive-thru, and then head to the Home Depot Treehouse office on Cumberland Parkway, where he worked as a web developer. Once in a while, however, Harris would switch the order of the first two steps, and go to Chick-fil-A first for a father-son breakfast inside the restaurant before dropping Cooper off at daycare. For whatever reason, Harris decided this was the morning for the special treat, and the two arrived at Chick-fil-A at approximately 8:57 a.m.
Special treat?
After
Does
breakfast...
he mean like chicken with a side of murder? What the fuck? Going for a special treat.
Harris buckles Cooper back into a baby seat in the back of his SUV, gives him a kiss on the cheek, gets back into the driver's seat, and leaves the Chick-fil-A parking lot. He makes a U-turn on Cumberland Parkway and heads up to the intersection of Cumberland and Paces Ferry Road. It is here where on a normal day, Harris would take a left at the light onto Paces Ferry, which would then take him to the daycare centre. Harris, however, continues straight through the lights, up Cumberland toward the Home Depot office as if he'd already dropped Cooper off. He pulls into the Treehouse parking lot at approximately 9:27 a.m, parks, and after about 30 seconds, gets out of his car and heads into work. At 4:16 p.m, Harris leaves work for the day and gets back into his car. He then begins driving toward the nearby AMC theatre where he's planning to see the movie 22 Jump Street with a couple of friends. He never makes it there, however, as his car will abruptly pull into the Acres Mill shopping centre parking lot, just a block down from the theatre. Police arrive on the scene shortly thereafter.
Oh my god, audio is... Wait, I don't know if I can show this.
I need you to move everybody out, okay? Everybody back.
They don't show anything?
Where is it at? It's driving. Hold on. We need to get the... I'm not... Listen, I need to... Shut the fucking hold of him. I'm putting it up.
What the...
Harris is detained by responding officer Jacqueline Piper and put in the back of her patrol car while first responders assess the scene.
Bro, how the fuck did they... I mean, he seems innocent. That's like something you would do in an innocent way. If you like, it looks like an accident so far. How the fuck did the cop, like, the cop doesn't know it's illegal for him. I mean, I guess he thought the cop was like probably angry because he just like roasted his son, right? Like, so even if it's like negligence. Yeah.
Oh my god! Oh my god, what have I done? Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
After about 30 minutes, he is then transported to the Cobb County Police Department, where he's placed in their interrogation room to await questioning. There are many details of this case and of Harris's activities during the day that have so far been left out, and we'll be using the interrogation footage to begin unpacking them. One note on the footage itself: a common complaint from interrogation viewers is poor audio and visual quality. The Harris interrogation is in company with the worst of them, and this is because what you'll be watching is a video of a video. The only reason it's in the public domain is because it was played in full at Harris's trial, which itself was filmed and broadcast in its entirety. If degraded footage is something that usually tempts you to quit, take note of a few things. The content of the interrogation is still mostly discernible, especially with headphones. Key dialogue will be subtitled, and above all else, the interrogation of Justin Ross Harris is mostly notable for behaviour as opposed to anything that is said. So much so, in fact, that the most fascinating part of it is arguably the first 15 minutes Harris is in the room alone before detectives begin questioning him.
There it is, boys. We got... I was wondering if it could get worse. And here it is, dude. I literally was wondering if we would ever have worse fucking audio and video on one of these shows. And there it is in all fucking 12 pixel glory, dude.
Assessing the authenticity of someone's grief is not a hard science, to put it mildly, but the detectives observing Harris found his behaviour came across as performative. That went on to be the perception shared by many of the wider public, and it is also a contention of this video. As has just been alluded to, it's an important caveat to state that human beings exhibit grief in all kinds of ways, and it's impossible to predict exactly how any given individual will react to something as devastating as accidentally killing their only child. But whether or not the sentiment is misplaced, it's very difficult to watch Harris's behaviour in the minutes to come and not feel as if something is off.
Okay, first and foremost, number one vibe check is a failure when you consider the fact that he's got the worst haircut of all time. Remember this, he's a sassy little backer. But the first vibe check of the night. No one with a haircut like that is a normal person. All right, this person's got a very bad haircut. He's going fucking straight to the jail. I mean, this doesn't look fake. Is this fake, chat? Dude, this video quality is so bad. Chat, how the fuck would you... Oh. God damn it, dude. I was literally in the process of being like, how can you even tell? The camera's literally 1p and then he stares at the camera, dude. Okay, Jussie Smollett is a better actor than this guy. Remember, you guys were making fun of me yesterday for saying that, like, Jussie Smollett can cry on command and how that's, like, somewhat impressive. This is what, like, a normal non-actor person is like when they're trying to cry. So what's up? Did they like literally play this in full in the courtroom? Okay, it's almost done. It's kind of funny that they were just like, Your Honor. They literally, I heard the prosecutor got up and said, Your Honor, I'd like to show you Exhibit A for your vibe check. Click. And then they just play this entire process, and then the judge is like, vibe check failed, bro. You're going to fucking jail. Those vibes are fucked.
Because crying is a physical reflex, a person who is sobbing in response to an unbearable loss will typically appear to have little to no control over what their body is doing. The intermittent bursts of Harris's weeping and other behaviours, such as his regular pauses for water, come across as someone who is forcing the emotions they're exhibiting and needs to take a break each time they run out of gas.
This is the fucking least emotional Reddit karma hoarder, okay? Karma farmer. Oh my god, they're doing a live react. They're literally doing a live react in the courtroom, dude. What the fuck? He's about to be like, Judge, just fucking throw me in jail. I would rather go to jail for the rest of my life than watch a single moment of this. This is the most... Are you trying to murder me by cringing me to death? Oh my god, he's like literally embarrassed. He's like, why did I fucking cry that much, dude? Like, it's like I literally would have gotten away with it, dude. Fuck. The Reddit thread that I got the information on how to fucking fake cry was unfortunately not by a real pro, despite the fact that all the Redditors suggested that he was a real pro. Honestly, if they kept showing this footage to him in court, he might have spontaneously combusted. Just out of sheer cringe. Bro, I love that the defense basically just showed this footage in court and was like they were just like, Your Honor, just come on. Come on. Or not defense, sorry, prosecution. Bro, this dude is not sad. Nobody hydrates this much, okay? Nobody who's sad hydrates this much. I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck? This motherfucker's drinking water like he wants to survive, okay?
One of the other guys that here can be in shortly to talk to. The other ones should be here any minute now, okay? Now you want you a little snack and then we'll have things to eat, but we got those snacks. Garbage can in case I throw up. Okay. That's fine. Before we sit and Now, and I know you've been searched before, because we're gonna sit here and talk a little bit. I'll just you go ahead and stand up for me. And all I need to do is I'm just gonna check. So stand up to me. My mother's supposed to read them. No, you don't need to just stand up here. If you want to turn, just face the wall.
I love when the subtitles just give up.
This is gonna be talk about it.
I worked for Tuscaloosa Police for 5 years.
Did you?
I wasn't a police officer.
What'd you do?
I was a dispatch. But my brother was our sergeant. So
What do you do for Home Depot?
I'm a web developer. I quit the police department to go back to school.
Let's see.
Understand?
Is it Justin Ross Harris?
Justin Ross Harris.
Do you prefer just Ross? All right.
Note again the seeming incongruities with a man who's apparently spent much of the last 15 minutes wailing in anguish. Not only has Harris completely and instantly regained his physical composure, there is also no residue of grief in his voice. He speaks clearly, and his vocal intonations never fluctuate abnormally in the way
you want to know something crazy? This motherfucker had sex with someone and therefore a child. Like, who would fuck this guy, man?
you typically see from someone directly after they've been crying.
When I still started, I am connected with the California Police Department.
Absolutely.
We're at California Police Headquarters.
You familiar with this place?
This is my apartment. Fine, good.
I've driven by it a million times.
Okay. It's my partner. She takes people.
Oh, yes, sir.
And English is your primary language.
It is. Okay. If not, I'm doing a really good.
You're doing very good. You'd be surprised. I did interview some French people, and their English was 100 times better than mine. Can you read that out loud, Frank?
I've read the statement of my rights and I understand what my rights are. I'm willing to make a statement and answer and
Tons of ugly people need love? Wait. Why is that what you got out of this? I wasn't referencing like the way he looks, motherfucker. That's what you think I was referencing? In an instance where, wait. This dude murdered his kid. He's like very clearly a psycho. And what you got out of that was what he fucking, like what his physical attractiveness looks like?
answer questions. I do not want a lawyer at this time. I understand and know what I am doing. No promises or threats have been made to me, and no pressure or coercion of any kind has been used against me.
That there's never anything to gain for a guilty or innocent person by waiving their right to an attorney is something that's already been explained on this channel, and it would be gratuitous to point it out every time someone does so in an interrogation video. It's worth pausing to reflect on one more time in this instance though. Remember, you are literally watching this because the prosecution is playing it at Harris's trial.
Just run me through what happened, starting with you woke up this morning.
Okay. No, I meant he's a fucking weirdo, dude. Like, his behavior here is weird as fuck. That is also piled on top of the fact that, like, you know, he murdered his own child. So obviously that doesn't happen in a vacuum. Just like the top of the hour ad break doesn't happen in a fucking vacuum, you incels. It happens at the top of every hour. Oh, fucking got him. And if you'd like to no longer see the ads at the top of the hour, well, there's a couple things you could do, like subscribing with a Twitch Prime for free. Yeah, it's 12 minutes early. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Or you can subscribe for $5, or you can use an ad block or a VPN. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. It keeps getting earlier and earlier. Soon we will have ads every 30 minutes. I mean, I literally do it in 1 hour intervals. So you are wrong. But sometimes I do it at like exactly on the dot at the top of the hour. And sometimes I do it earlier to fucking catch you slipping. He's trying to sneak in 30-minute ads? No, dude.
My wife and I, we're in bed together. She left work at approximately 7:15.
Holy shit. I haven't seen a 3-year sub badge ever, I don't think, on this chat. Are people actually mad at you for this? Nah, some people are fake mad because I run an ad and I sneak it in because they didn't catch it. But I haven't seen a 3-year badge ever. That's crazy. 3 years. That's wild. Look at the 1.5 one. Yeah, motherfuckers, respect your elders, boys. Imagine being a Hassan sub. Yeah, respect your elders. You got 2-year subs here. Holy shit, that dude might be like literally the oldest sub I have. Respect. I mean, I've been on this platform for literally 3 years. So, and only recently. Which means that dude's been in here since like day one. Like literally fucking day one.
Left the house with Cooper at about 8:30. Yeah, about 8:30. And the plan was I was going to take him to Chick-fil-A in Vinings, which I did. And we got breakfast, and me and him do that at Chick-fil-A in Vinings approximately 2 to 3 times a month together. We have our daddy son breakfast together. And after we eat breakfast, I usually take him across the street to daycare, which is at the Home Depot. And then I'll go to work, which is at an alternate location, which is I don't work in the big SSC. I actually work in an annex office off of Cumberland, 2600 Cumberland Boulevard. It's just an annex office of the big building. It's where my team works. And we're leaving Chick-fil-A. I put him in his car seat. I can make it from the Jeep. Like I always do. I always put him in his car seat. I make sure he's strapped in real tight. According to all the regulations that we watched on YouTube and everything.
Yeah, no, totally, dude. Yeah, no, sneak that in there. We definitely think you are a careful parent.
I strapped him in and tightened him up. I gave him a kiss. He gave me a kiss. What I do every time, it's my routine. I let him know I love him. I give him a kiss. Because I do that. Because if for some reason, God forbid, we're in an accident, I want him.
Lake McGroove is close. So close.
And I died, I would hope he'd have a memory of me, you know, telling him every time the last time he sees me that I love him. And give him a kiss. And just today was just careless. I got in my car, and instead of going from here to here, I went straight to work, which is I turned onto Cumberland, and I drove down Cumberland Boulevard. I went to work, as if he wasn't even in the back. And I probably didn't even hear him because he falls asleep really easily when you drive a car. That's it. And then I went to work.
After this, I'm gonna do Ratchet and Clank.
I had a normal day.
Harris seems to be hesitant to itemize his day's activities.
Then I just go through my whole day of work.
Okay, hold up. Walk me through your work day. What happens at lunch?
Oh, lunch. Well, I mean, some days I just blow through lunch, because how busy I am and all.
Really?
Well, pretty sure I did that once.
If it is deliberate avoidance, there's a very good reason for it, because Harris's movements during the day do not help support the notion that his leaving Cooper in the car was a genuine error he never clued onto over the entire duration of his shift. One particularly big red flag is his lunchtime activities. Harris went to a restaurant called Publix with two colleagues, Winston Milling and Alex.
Motherfucker, that's not a restaurant, dog. Fucking Kiwi doesn't know this. Publix is a grocery store. It's a grocery chain that has like a deli in it. Went to a restaurant called Publix. Went to a restaurant. Public subs are pretty good though. This is an anti-Florida hate crime. I mean, I'll allow it because he's like shitting on Florida, so I think it's allowable.
Hall. After lunch, the group stopped by Home Depot, where Harris picked up a package of light bulbs. His co-workers then dropped him off at his car at about 12:40 p.m. Harris then opened the driver's side door of his car and threw the light bulbs inside. The defense will contend that it's not reasonable to argue Harris should have realized Cooper was still inside the car at this point, because his line of sight remains above the car's door frame the entire time. From the security video, that seems plausible, but this is actually strange within itself. How often do people place an item in their car without looking into it for even one moment? And when considering which items someone would be more inclined to throw as opposed to gently place, something fragile like light bulbs would seem to especially warrant the latter.
Oh my god, a sick fucking freak monster, dude. Absolutely, oh my fucking god. Oh god, that's so fucked up.
Could it be that Harris, who would have been aware of the security cameras in the parking lot, was making a deliberate effort to not look inside the car?
So, day's going good. Lunchtime rolls around. I got some guys that I work with across the street. They came and picked me up. We went to Publix, ate lunch. They took me back and dropped me off.
Oh my god. He's like literally running through it in his mind, doesn't want to say it out loud. What he was doing. Dude, fuck this guy. Oh my god. Fuck this guy. Oh my god.
And then I finished the work day, and then we had plans to go to a movie. Me and the two guys on his lunch meal, we had plans to go to a movie at 5 o'clock, which is where I was going. I was going to try to get there about 4:20, 4:30, just to kind of beat if there's an after work crowd trying to go to a movie or anything like that. I thought I'd get there a little early.
Horrible monster.
And as I was turning,
Chat will literally say anything, dude. Dude said 4:20 and immediately like on a fucking murder case. We're not even like 20 seconds removed from the dude being like, yeah, I basically saw my dead baby in the back seat. And chat's like, 4:20 blaze it, dude.
As I was driving down, whatever that road is right there by So's kitchen, Baker's Mill. As I was driving down Baker's Mill, I caught a glimpse of it when I looked to my right to change lane.